Está con nosotros ya la doctora Marcela Gotlib para hablar de un adelanto importante, ¿no es cierto?, para todas aquellas personas no videntes, que es este bastón virtual, ¿no,
Bastón
Marcela?
virtual, sí. Esta semana estuvo aquí de visita el profesor Amir Amedi, que pertenece a la Universidad Hebrea de Jerusalem, y él presentó un dispositivo que va a traer muchísimos beneficios para la gente que no es vidente, que se trata del bastón virtual. Es decir, cuando un no vidente va por la calle con un bastón, a veces no le gusta el estigma de que es un ciego, va golpeando a la gente sin darse cuenta, y esto es una cosa más pequeña, casi como un celular, que funciona con vibraciones. Y bueno, si quieren vemos la nota y después les cuento, porque tiene otras cosas que todavía están en carpeta, que tiene que ver cómo los videntes y cómo los no videntes pueden ver a través de la música. Crear un lenguaje nuevo. Así que bueno, vemos esto y después les cuento.
Dale.
How does this virtual cane help the blind people with the orientation? How it does improve the sense of the distance and the height of the obstacles?
The project is twofold. One is to try to represent the visual world using technology to the blind. So the idea is to represent things using touch or sound to the blind, so they have the information. He needs something else that would transfer the visual information into a different type of information. 0.5% use dogs, so instead of the eyes of the blind, the dog sees and take the blind in a way. It's very expensive and very complicated. Also, there is some pros and cons. And so what do the 90% do? And why not all of them are using the cane? So for example, when you ask blind people, they will tell you, for example, we are not feeling comfortable that we walk and we hit people with the cane. Another problem is the stigma, is that you immediately categorize as a blind individual, etc., etc. So, and another problem of the cane is that it's very, very good because it's very sensitive if you know how to operate it. Very, very sensitive, but it protects you only from the lower part. So, for example, if somebody left a window open or there is something going out of the tree, blind people tend to get injured. We took a little bit different approach because we wanted to create a system that is super accurate, very light, so it can be like a cell phone or even smaller. This is just a prototype. And also that it will protect both the lower part of the body and the upper. The cane is limited for about 1 meter, it's long. And here we are talking about, it can vary in the different prototypes and what is the resolution that you want, but it can reach easily 4 or 5 meters. So you can know, for example, that somebody is approaching you way before you are hitting him, and you can plan to avoid him. Have a very simple vibration. It sends a beam and compute it very, very quickly. So it gets stronger and stronger as you're able. Just like the systems, it's work on a different technology, but just like the systems in the car, you know, when you drive behind and you don't see, and we choose it so we can leave the ears open. If you look at blind individuals walk with the cane, they don't walk with the cane just in one point, because it will give them only this point. It's exactly the same thing with this, so you would need to move and scan the environment. But since one of the most important features is to protect against hole in the ground or stairs, we developed a second prototype, and now it's in the last stage of testing in the lab, which have 2 different sensors. One sensor is pointed into the floor, just in front of your leg, all the time. And actually it only reports when there is changes in the stair or there is a hole. It will alarm you. And in addition, you would have in front of you for upper body protection and to try to see if people get near you.
Yo lo experimenté porque la sensación de estar con los ojos tapados y no ver nada es muy especial, ¿no? A uno le parece que es más fácil. Y cuando uno va escaneando con este dispositivo, cuando se va acercando a los objetos, emite una vibración muy importante. Y uno inclusive puede definir la silueta de la gente, si es gordo, si es flaco, porque yo empiezo acá, vengo de no tener sonido y tengo acá sonido, y de acá hasta acá puedo distinguir cuál es el diámetro de la persona que está. Y generar otra vez un agujero. Es muy especial e inclusive se puede adosar una cámara a este dispositivo que puede interpretar si la persona que está enfrente está sonriendo o inclusive tiene una cara triste. Porque por sistemas de música uno puede, bueno, lo voy a traer la semana que viene, cómo uno puede dibujar un rostro humano a través de la música, con notas musicales o con instrumentos musicales. Esto es maravilloso, bueno, le voy a decir, yo lo experimenté y hice un largo trayecto escaneando, un largo trayecto hasta que llegué, pude saber dónde había un obstáculo y dónde estaban las ventanas, dónde estaba... Maravilloso.
Sin lugar a dudas.
Bueno, buenos días.